Good evening and welcome everyone to tonight's official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 7. It is round 2, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Paul Ricard, and as always, MATCHFIT Entertainment on board. Davo here, J-Man by my side. How you doing, J-Man?
Yeah, good evening, Davo. Evening, viewers. Welcome, as Davo said, to round 2. Paul Ricard, mate. Looking forward to this one. 30-minute split qualifying coming up, viewers, and Davo backed up with a 60-minute race. This one will be pretty quick fire, I would think. That 60 will go by pretty quickly at a big track like this.
I think so.
So, mandatory pit stop tonight for the drivers, guys and girls out there. I believe it is fuel on the cards for that CPS tonight, Davo. Is that correct?
Yes, fuel only. So CPS tonight in this 1 hour. Like J-Man said, this will fly past. Just looking at pre-race practice, mate, there's some pretty speedy cars out there. So this is going to fly through. But yes, CPS for fuel. Here tonight at Paul Ricard. It is round 2, like I mentioned, Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 7, obviously, as always, proudly supported by SIMBLACKS. Look, lots of these guys out here tonight, I'm sure, are using something from the SIMBLACKS brand. So, SIMBLACKS, CROSSCUT, Woodworks, Carpentry and Joinery, True to Life Racing Designs, HENDO, and Crossy 43, and like I mentioned, broadcast to you live by MATCHFIT Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and keep the algorithm wheels rolling for all of the people involved. I think we're just about to go out for our qualifying here, J-Man.
Yeah, 100%, mate. First cars are rolling out, so you'll see basically, as I mentioned, the class is split into 2 here, so I'm just trying to get a pickup. I think it was the 99 car, which would be Venter, had a real strong showing last week, and the Bentley really chuffed with his top 10
at Monza.
At Monza, and look,
he was only on 4 wheels for most of it. That's why he's going so quick.
Yeah, well, look, there was a great snippet during the week. If you didn't see it, viewers, a nice little picture came out during the week of this car up on 2 wheels, and it was fantastic to see, and fantastic result there for Louis van der Venter. So hopefully he can wind that thing up. I believe that thing has lost a bit of weight also for this round. I think it might be -12 or something similar to that, so that'll serve the Bentleys well. And there's a couple of quick guys out there tonight in that car. I think Van der Venter and also Dawson can pedal that thing along quite nicely. So
of course, yes, Dawson
certainly be one to watch, and seen some good top speeds up the Mistral Straight here in official practice. And one of them that comes to mind once again is the Ferrari. We saw the Firthy's fish finger Ferrari. That's a mouthful, literally, if you get those fish fingers, at 290k an hour. So he had a good 6-7k an hour on some of the other very quick guys out there. So it'll be interesting. It'll serve him well up that up the straight. However, as you mentioned, Dave, it'll be interesting to see how he gets it around the corners.
Well, it's the rest of the lap that concerns me. But yeah, definitely.
Good pick up there, Firthy, in the chat. Just picked up there, and it made me look at my visuals. Rain and 30, Davo. So maybe rain right at the back end of the session.
Oh, I did hear a sneaky whisper that somebody was doing a rain dance for tonight. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually see it on the graphic there, top right-hand side of the screen. That little graphic on the left there, it says 30 minutes rain. This is qualifying here for round 2, split into 2 phases here. The Pro-Ams and the Amboys out there at the moment, cutting the first 15 minutes in this qualifying before they let loose the Pro drivers. Cameras on. Kenneth Worcester at the moment in one of the Mustangs. I think the Mustang's going to be strong here tonight, J-Man.
Yeah, I think it will go well. It'll serve, this track will serve the Mustang pretty well with that good punch off the corner, and always traditionally has a good straight line speed. I think of late it has been suffering a little bit through BOP, and I think the likes of Webley and that will still pedal along nicely, as well as Gunther in this class here.
Gunther in the pros, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but Craig McConnell's been very speedy. Was looking pretty solid there last week at Monza. A few little hiccups, but yeah, definitely got that green and black Mustang circulating, looking great there. Who do we go? Who's first to the top of the list, J-Man? Who would you think?
Well, it'll be Van der Venter based on the exit time. He did go out there first, but for me, I'm expecting Tony Spence to feature in this qualifying session quite strongly, and we should get a bit of an idea about what sort of pace he's got. And straight away, slightly better is Van der Venter's time over Harrison Bella as well.
I think Clark's probably another one to look out for, J-Man.
Yeah, Matty Clark, he'll have that thing wound up. He's got the correct wall paint on for us this week, so that's cool. McConnell up to P3 provisionally at the moment. Goddard, Kim, Whakaroy, Warren, Turbot, all posted times now. So still a few more to come. Namely mention that car we were talking about, Matty Clark.
Yes, also Kramer. I think he's just coming across the line now. Sneaks into 11th provisionally. Clark, I'm sure he's already done a lap, so I think he...
Yeah, be a track cut.
Be an unclassified lap.
Yeah, and it was probably provisionally good enough for maybe P3, P4 by the look of it. P4.
Yep.
However, it doesn't count if it doesn't stay inside the line, so he's going to have another go. We were talking about this off camera. And it's something we were looking to see where it was, because we saw a notable amount of times that these drivers, the top of the field, the mid, didn't matter where they were all getting track cuts, and we wondered whether it was...
pre-race practice, yes. There was a lot of that going on. We wondered whether it
was a lot of turns 2, 3, 4, somewhere down there, hotel camp, because it was prior to them getting out on the Mistral Straight that they were actually going red on the lap. So it tells me that it was somewhere in the Sector 1 period that's really bothering them the most. So any of you drivers, pro drivers tuning in, give us a word on where that high risk zone is. I believe it's probably 2, 3, or maybe it's 1 and 2.
Yeah, so tricky stuff.
Matt Clark now does go to the top, mate.
Yeah, as we expected. A couple of, I think, paint job changes throughout the week as well. I think Marnie was one of them in the Porsche, J-Man.
Yep, Joseph, yeah, he's definitely got the wall paint on, as is Matty Clark's the correct
Matt Clark, yep,
and Matty T also.
Matty T changed, and also there was one other actually, J-Man. And the name escapes me at the moment. It was a Dayton.
Yeah,
actually
Matty
in the McLaren. Yep. So
got the Dayton wall paint on now, mate. So turn 2 is very easy to invalidate on. Okay, so there you go. So that is that switchback. That's that switchback.
That is
right.
true. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So who you got your eyes on here, Dave? I see you on the new paint scheme there briefly.
Yeah, so just back to Van der Venter here, J-Man, showing a sort of a fairly healthy Delta. He's going to need it, though, because Clark has just put in a very spicy lap, and he's up on his Delta again already. So Van der Venter has got some work to do. He would still be happy with where he's at. Spencer's coming, and Bella as well there, J-Man. Yep. So Bella actually particularly quick at the moment, over a second up on his time.
Yeah, he's 1.39 off of the lead position at the moment, so he needs every bit of that. So
in the Mercedes, lovely. And he's right at the back of the circuit here. Rounding the final corner. Bled up a bit of speed in the final. So pop him up. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Front row provisionally there. Second, P2.
Spence
Bella
grabs that. Yep.
quickly snipped by Spence there, mind you, in the McLaren.
Oh, McConnell
On
just grabbed that
McConnell.
second spot. None of them got any answers for the 4-3 that Matty Clark's posted.
No, not yet. I did mention earlier to watch McConnell. Did well. I think he just got a bit tangled up in a couple of spots there at Monza last week. So, yeah, definitely one to watch.
Just looking down the list there, Jonathan Warren doing the business for the M class here. He's currently P9 in there on a, what is he in there on? He's on a 5.9. So he's in there. Next best for him would be Ben Lay, and he's got a car between them at the moment. So that's Kenneth Worcester. Look for Worcester to make improvement late in the run here. Still got around, what have they got? 5 odd minutes to go in this session.
Yep.
And I think there's going to be plenty of time for these pro drivers to get a timer before the likelihood of water, although not a great deal of time, because you can just see there on the graphic 10 minutes time we're going to start seeing some showers. So it's going to be super tight.
Well, this is going to make for a very interesting grid if the weather report is correct, J-Man. You know, look, if the pro guys do get a bit of rain, will slow their times considerably, as you would expect. So, this is going to be tight. Like you said, what have we got? 5 minutes? We're just coming up to 5 minutes now left in this session.
Look, traditionally the track conditions on an optimal situation would probably favour the pro drivers and the silver drivers out there at the back end of a session, with these boys going out and laying the rubber down. But however, this is going to turn the tables here, and likely going to see a 54.3 if we do see rain, and a 54.5 of so Clark, Spence, McConnell, at Bella, and even Goddard. Those times will stack up pretty well against what would be a track and deteriorating conditions. So this is going to throw a cat amongst the pigeons. I like it. Bodes well for the comms team. Very tight at the top. 10.5 the difference between Clark and Spence.
Spence is coming, J-Man.
Yeah, he's got enough on the number as he comes up the Mistral Straight. If he can carry that sort of number through. Looking for improvement as well. Who's that?
Spence on equal top speed in qualifying there too, I just noticed as well, with the was it about 284 out of that McLaren there, so easily carrying it down the back straight, gets through that first sector. Still a clean lap, J-Man, and he is on it here. Spence chasing the top spot from Clark.
And what a great time to bank a good lap too with this rain coming. Look for window wipers there, Dave. I think they won't be too far away.
I don't think they're going to be too far away either. But look, the weather forecast is vague to say the least. So you got to keep your eyes open here.
He's going to finish this off around about that 3/10 mark up. It's going to see him eclipse the time of Matty Clark.
Looks like it. And there it goes.
Super close.
So Spence to the top. Clark second, provisionally at the moment. McConnell flickering on the delta. Clark responding, J-Man.
Yeah, he's not going to give this one away yet. Doesn't need a lot. And looks like Van der Venter's coming on a better lap as well, mate.
Yeah, on the move.
He looked to drop into the 54s, the high 54s. And you got to just get in there to beat Goddard.
Yeah, I think he'd get Goddard. Probably not Bella at the moment. Clark off his lap. McConnell off as well. Goddard on a red lap as well. Van der Venter runs the Bentley down the back straight again here. He's probably going to be might be his second last lap here in qualifying. As we wind down, minute and a half odd to go.
Yeah, looks like Joseph Marnie as well is on a better lap, and it may be enough to eclipse potentially Warren Kramer. Maybe not Worcester, but certainly there's the rain as we speak. The rain's turned up a minute and a half before the pros in the silver class even get a look at this racetrack.
J-Man, you know what this is going to do.
Oh, and it's proper raining.
Yeah, and I just
boys
saw...
and girls will be out there scrambling, trying to work out what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on with tyre pressures? What are they going to do?
Yes, look, the tyre choice and pressures will be critical, and there'll be a flurry in the pits. A lot of panic. Incredible timing, really. Look, you could probably hear the grin on my face at the moment.
I can feel it.
In the comms box, we just love this stuff. It really does.
Look, I don't see
this is great.
Team other than Marnie, who's going to cross the line. He probably got the best situation there.
Yeah, and look at his time. He's well up on the nice work from Marnie. Grabs Warren, like you mentioned, J-Man.
Yeah, didn't quite get Kramer, but he grabbed Warren, and I don't think we're going to see some people out there. Van der Vent is starting to bleed some time now at the back end of the lap. It's just a little too wet, as we will now start to see the pros.
Yeah, these guys are just like, we've had enough. Like, they've still got 18 seconds or 20 seconds to go. They're just like, yeah, nah, you guys go.
So we do see, is that the Honda of Maverick starting to make his way up to the control line. 5 seconds to go. Don't cross that line, Mav. 3, 2, 1. And he's away. So he'll be the first car out, and that is the current P2 in points, being chased out of the pit lane for their qualifying session by
none other than Lucas
Keys.
Lucas looked like he was racing him into the turn one there.
Yeah, look, the gamesmanship has begun. And who is that in third place? Is that Gunther Rowe?
That is, yes, it is Gunther Rowe, and I think it's Crossy just tucked in behind him as well here. Mav, look, one of these guys have got to give. Someone's got to just say, look, you go first, or something. So, look at these guys. There's Webley just tucked in there behind Gunther as well.
Yeah, you got Steve Crossland in there, splitting Gunther and
so
Webley.
And Webley, yep.
Oh, Matty Clark, you've put yourself in a good position, as is Tony Spence. Those 54 threes, even McConnell's 54 5 as well.
Oh, absolutely. So great times. All of those boys actually are pretty well anybody in the 54s at the moment, J-Man. You know.
Oh, Lucas Keys has rotated the Honda of Maverick. So there's a shadow being cast already. We haven't even gotten into the race, and there's already been a little bit of contact. Was it the Lucas Keys car? I think it was.
It was, and it was definitely contact there, J-Man, off the end of the back straight. So, well, what do you say? These guys definitely showing their intent early on. We could see the body language in those two actually as they left the pits, to be honest. And yes, it's going to be a tight race here at the top, I think. Whew.
What's the call? There, Davo? What is that? Is there an impending penalty for something like that? I don't know what the rule set says here. Is there live stewarding here tonight?
Well, look, these guys do have plenty of time in quali, so. But it doesn't help the I suppose the relationship when it comes down to
it certainly helps us. We don't mind. We don't mind a bit of feeling and emotion out there.
Absolutely. So if you guys in and out of the pits here, I notice as well, just having a bit of a to-do with the set.
If you guys come back, I see Macrolos is back in the lane.
Fudado was another one, I think, that came back there as well, J-Man. So these guys, you know, obviously having to think on their feet here pretty quickly with this rain setting in only moments before they rolled out of the pit lane for their qualifying session. So, yeah, there's a big scramble in the pit lane at the moment.
What do you reckon the number is, given the track conditions are damp and deteriorating minute by minute at the moment? A 54.317 currently by Tony Spence is provisional pole.
You'd think you'd have to pull a second off it at least, wouldn't you? Probably more. No, you tell me, J-Man.
Well, look, these guys are as good as a minute two. I'm going to predict in the dry, we saw something pretty special coming out of this Datsun, an unofficial or official practice that kind of stacked the numbers up to be somewhere around about a 152.5. Was about the predictive delta that we saw. We did see Maverick in there on a 52.7, I think, somewhere around there. So
Lucas Keys rounding the final corner.
We'll see what he's got in the wet.
Oh,
okay.
Unclassified lap.
Yeah, and he's pulled it straight back to pits. Try and get a read. I think anything in a 54 in the wet would be still good.
It's not much going on there. There's
crossing across with a 201. Yeah, 52.8 for Mav. We did see something, Harrison. We saw something out of the Lucas Keys car that was legitimately going to see it go for about a 2.5. He was clever enough to back out of it. We held our tongue up till this point.
So we got Keys, Matty T and Steve Crossland, I think, on the tops of the provisional pro list at the moment. I think that's the way I read it there, J-Man. Keys, Matty T and Crossland.
Yeah, mate. Then
Hendo, Hughes, Dayton, Rowe. Hendo, confident in the Aston tonight. He did flick me a little quick message this afternoon. Thanks, Hendo. Gave me the heads up. In the rain too, in the Aston might work into his favour.
Yeah, 100%. Looking for some wet specialists to pop their head out here.
Oh, I just mentioned one. Nathan Henderson in the MATCHFIT entertainment car.
proved himself very, very handy at Spa. Where's Hendo right now? He is currently sitting P4 out of that next lot of runners, but 19th outright. We're going to see a massive upset off the start here, I think, tonight.
Definitely. Look, and a lot of the guys were just picking up on the delta here. Not only are they down on their times, and even if they are up on their times, J-Man, they're on red laps, you know, so there's been track infringements already previously in the lap. So these guys definitely scrambling for setup, aren't they, here already? Look, the boys, the Pro-Am and the Am boys are just thinking, yes!
Okay,
finally we shine. So
Maverick up to P16. So 59.9, so there's just a lot less pace in this wet track than we thought.
Yeah, I was thinking a second or two, but that's a lot. That's like 4 seconds. Frodo on a hot one. Mav still out. Oh, Mav actually coming around. Is that the final corner there? Hang on.
No, he's
just get my bearings. That's the start of the lap. Yep.
But he's carried a good half a second into the start of the lap. So maybe just those pressures just coming up now. So maybe expect to see a little bit more coming out of these guys and girls.
Yep, Frodo just coming through that same part of the lap and looking pretty healthy on his time as well. Nick Firth on the back straight in the Firthies fish finger Ferrari. I think I got that right, J-Man.
Oh, this thing was an absolute rocket in the straight line earlier. 290 km an hour we clocked that thing at. Yep.
Matty T been dropped down a few posies, obviously, with these guys putting in some more indicative laps on her climb back, actually. What's she got at the moment there? 2:01.580, and she's about 0.8 up on her time, which would sneak her way up to bloody hell, nearly Mav there, J-Man, if she can keep that up on the back straight as we speak. Also, Nathan Henderson looking pretty healthy on his lap as well. But, oh, geez, it might be unclassified. Damn it.
Oh, sorry, who was that?
Hendo.
Yeah, Maverick looking for a big improve here.
Across the line.
9.6.
It's going to make for an interesting race start, J-Man. Farado coming across the line. Does he get Firthy? Yes, he does.
Firthy's got more in the tank. He's coming. He's just started the lap strong as well.
As is Matty T, though. Look at the time. Where is that car? That is in the back end of the lap, as is Firthy. I think, no, Firthy still in the beginning of the lap. Here we go.
Yeah, so Maddie coming around the final corner. She has got a number that's going to take her straight to the top of the pros.
Because Gunther Rowe and Hughes, and who's that? Dawson just sneaking up in front of her there. But what's this? There you go.
Right. 59.7, plays a 59.6.
Top row of the pro drivers there, J-Man, with a very slow track for these guys in their qualifying here at the back end of the half an hour session. Rain just sweeping in here just as the Pro-Am and the Am, that first phase of qualifying finished, and as Matty T just slides that thing into the corner. Nick Firth still going at it. So, yes, a very interesting qualifying session, and it is going to make for an even more interesting race start, I think, here tonight for round 2, J-Man.
You think? Yeah, for sure. So some good numbers coming out of Firthy's car there. We'll see, only got a couple of corners to navigate, and he's around 7 to 8 tenths up on the lap if he can hold this through. Nearly a second, over a second now. A little bit wide on the exit. Drops about a quarter of a tenth out of these. Going to come across for a 2.0, something close to a flat 2.
Oh, there you go. What's this?
Yeah.
Second row.
Yep, third in class there.
Third in class. I say second row, but look how far these guys back are. Maverick, Matty, and Firth, Webley, all 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, respectively. So, yeah, very slow track for these guys to qualify on. Really mixing things up. Who was that? Where's Lucas Keys?
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. He's up on the Mistral Straight, and he is flying. He's got around 17ths.
On a red lap, though, J-Man, on my screen. No, I'm not sure.
No, he's legit. No, he's legit. It's just that he's been back into pit lane, mate, for a bit of adjustments. So he's going to press on with this, and this will be a big number.
Half a second, which would put him about Matty T territory, I would suspect there, I think.
Yep.
It's that top row.
Maverick slightly improved his time to a 59.5 in recent times.
Dixon also on the move. Now, Dixon, Keys is going to just disappear there a little bit from him. So, Dixon needs a good 4 tenths to get over Webley. But look at the time on Keys. Oh, Keys, nearly a second.
Yeah, this would be enough to take him up to P16. I think if he can finish this
I think so too. Here we go. Amazing. Look at this time. Have they got the four-wheel drive still kicked in on that thing?
9.0 to be 4.7 seconds off the lead lap of this qualifying session that is held by Tony Spence. Obviously, weather conditions, viewers, playing a huge part in this qualifying session with 2 3/4 minutes to go. Track's not appearing to get any better. However, the times are slightly improving.
Ever so slightly now at this end of the session.
CROSSCUT coming on a lap.
J-Man, we've got, just under 2.5 minutes to go. Who did you mention?
Crossy just moves up a spot, up to 27th. And they're on a 2.011, so that's really, really close territory there from Gunther Rowe down to Golombek as well. That's really, really tight. Just the odd tenth here or there could just make the difference between a couple of rows.
This is a very interesting qualifying session. there is literally the quickest pro driver sitting behind the slowest AM driver. So just this start is going to be epic.
So Lucas Key's got about a half a second over Maverick at the moment, and Maverick's about to come and start a lap with 1:28 to go.
Yeah.
This will be his final run.
Definitely Dixon in the CrossCut Woodworks car there, just running down the back straight. Oh, getting a little bit wide off the exit there.
He managed to stay inside the confines of the racetrack.
He does.
Allowable in the 997.
But you can visibly see the spray coming off that car. Very wet track out there. Very tough conditions for these guys. Not only to be qualifying in, but look, just remember that these guys are going to start from the back of the pack pretty well for this race. 60 minutes compulsory pit stop for Fuel J-Man, and this is you have tuned into.
Check out.
Go.
Oh, sorry, mate. I was going to say, check out the HENDO 30 best times. Although.
Oh, that just changed, didn't it?
No, Hendo's on a lap. 2:00047 apiece for the best times for Firthy and Hendo, 18th and 19th, respectfully. However, Hendo, he's coming on a lap. It's legit. Don't worry too much about the red you're seeing on yours.
No, I see that.
It is legit.
Faraday also still trying. We have gone red on the timer, so this is the final laps for these boys. Hendo rolling out of the final corner here.
A good lap. It's a very, very good lap. Manages to grab Firthy. 59.8, just a 10th behind Matty T. Where is
Makalos working on a lap? Oh, yes.
Sorry, mate. I was trying to look for Phil Antoon, and now he is dropped on my leaderboard. Right down, has been disqualified from quali.
What?
So not sure what's going on there. It's above my pay grade, Davo, so I'll leave that one to the officials. But, hey, look, back to it. I think we've still got Croston on a lap. He's just hovering on slight improvement. Matty Dayton.
Yep.
Yeah, he's about to finish the lap. It's got a bit of a slight improvement there. 10th. He only needs a 10th to grab Husey. Well, he needs a couple to grab Gunther Road.
Yep.
What can he pull off at the final two corners? There's the 10th. Can he stick with it? Oh, it's heading towards 2. 10th and a half. He'll grab Husey here. Won't get Gunther Road, though. And that is how it finishes. Dayton up to 27th. And that is a wrap on the quali. So a quick reflection on what we've just seen. 2-part qualifying, 15-minute shared apiece. Luck favours the first cars out tonight with Tony Spence over Matty Clark, Craig McConnell, Harrison Ballard, George Goddard, Louis van der Venter, Danny Kim. That would be Whakaroe, Worcester, Raymer, make out the 10. So some very, very solid performances there. Marnie Warren, Lay, Turbot, Perkins up to 15. And then we see Keys, Matty T, Nathan Henderson, Brandon Webley, Will Dixon, Shane Fodado, Steve Crosson, Pete Dawson, Costas Macrolos, Rowe, Matty Dayton, Husey, Will Gollenbeck, Ben Collins, and that late disqualification sends Maverick right down to P31.
Wow. What an epic qualifying. I'm exhausted already. And we've got another 60 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, here. in Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 7. It's round 2. We're at Paul Ricard. It's now pouring with rain, and it's really upset the apple cart, obviously, with all the Pro-Am and Am boys up the pointy end of the grid. So it's basically, we've reversed the grid here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the weather has anyway. J-Man. Look, it's only round 2, but we do have points. Let's bring the points up, and we can just.
The silvers and the Ams, and a big mix up here tonight off the start of this grid, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. About a minute 25 off the race start here tonight for this 60-minute race. What's the weather looking like, Dave?
Weather is clear at the moment. And it showed that. It did show that. It was clear at the beginning of qualifying. Oh, maybe there was a little indication that there was some rain coming, but minute here to go. The guys will be happy to see a dry track here, I would suspect. J-Man after that qualifying, but look, it is pretty well a reverse grid here. It's going to be an interesting start to this race. It's an hour long. Patience, gentlemen. And it is an hour-long race here for round 2 of Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series. Series 7, should I say? Series 4. Brought to you by SIMBLACKS, CROSSCUT Woodworks, HENDO, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43, and of course, always streamed to you live by MATCHFIT Entertainment. Clock is winding down. Look, this is going to be a cracker, mate. I am really looking forward to this race. Boys are flashing their headlights. We are good to go. Spence, Clark, McConnell, Bella. These boys up the pointy end. They'll be loving this, mate.
And don't think for a second that those cars, especially that top 5, we saw great times, great performances out of those cars. I mean, also Louis Vanderveen got an opportunity here to make good and really press on and see if he can stay once again this week inside the 10. But these guys will not consider at this point in time what Lucas Keys, Matty and Nathan Henderson, Nick Firth, Brandon Webley, the top 5 of the next class, they will have no idea where they're at for a fair portion until those guys actually do come through, and they will come through based on their dry race pace. But Spence, Clark, McConnell, and Bella, that's going to be a great, fascinating battle that's going to kick off very, very shortly.
Yes, very much looking forward to this, ladies. Don't go anywhere, guys. This is going to be epic. Hit the like and subscribe button. Grab yourself a bevy and get comfortable for the next 60 minutes. It's all going to be going on any moment now as the guys and girls are out on their formation lap. Like J-Man mentioned, we got Spencer Clark on the top row, McConnell, Bella, second row, Goddard, Vandeventer, Kim, Fuckery, Worcester, Kramer, rounding out the top 10, J-Man. Yeah, epic stuff. These guys, like you said, will be oblivious to what's going on behind them. They'll be racing their own race for a good portion of this 60 minutes, I would suspect. Be interesting to see how quickly the quick guys manage their way through the field. G'day, Tony. We can see you flashing headlights there, brother. But Mav in particular, J-Man, starting from the back of the grid. Be interesting to watch his journey, for want of a better word, through this race tonight. 60 minutes.
Yeah, hey, look, well, a 60-minute race with a mandatory fuel, you'd expect Mav to make that pit entry, I would think, as soon as possible to try and negate some of the traffic potentially. Because he's got a lot of it in front of him. So look for an alternate strategy here from Maverick to try and get himself out of that traffic, because unfortunately for Mav, the way that the qualifying worked is all of those guys immediately in front of him are in very similar class racing to him. So albeit he has probably got a lot of pace over the back end of the field, I think just as high risk coming through the field early like that. So, I don't know, if it was me, I'd probably try and get out of it, because fuel for 60 is not a real big issue around here. It'd be a 1 litre scenario, one would think.
As the field starts to form up here. A little bit scattered field there, J-Man. Still a few corners to navigate here as Spence and Clark and those top 3 or 4 cars there just really controlling that pack, just making sure everybody's slowed up and everyone's caught up as they get around that final corner here. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us here again tonight for Rain Light Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 7 Round 2 at Port Ricard. We have got a crazy grid here with all the Pro-Am and Ams at the
straight
front.
in the pit lane.
So Mav taking the pit stop early. McConnell immediately.
Oh, Clark goes wide to negate some bloody contact there. Just open the steering wheel, saw McConnell in the mirror.
Oh, Vandeventer, we got a little bit of contact in the background there.
Is that Lucas Keys?
Oh, look at it behind. Very busy. Lucas Keys right up there.
Already.
On the back, already. Big jump right on the back of Vandeventer. So snap start from Keys. Caught everyone napping. Henderson in the background with a big wriggle. He's got Webley all over his tail, and we've got contact.
Oh, got the car around.
One of the BMWs turning, I think, one of a green McLaren there in the background will stick up the porty end here.
That was Warren and Lay. Sorry, Warren. Not sure who the other car was.
Warren and Kramer, I think, J-Man.
Yep. Oh, McConnell attacking Clark still. And they need to get a hustle on because they have got Lucas Keys already.
Already coming, yep.
Coming in, starting from, I think...
McConnell already vulnerable to Keys. Keys on his tail. The
up
speed
12 positions
difference.
in 3/4 of a lap.
The speed difference in these cars is incredible. McConnell just goes, I've got nothing for that. I'll just deal with Bella here. Bella in the background, just on his quarter there. Close. Lap 1 here. Van der Venter into 7th.
Went bad for Maverick. I can tell you, came in the pit lane, looked to do maybe like a splash and dash and get going again. It didn't count. It didn't count. He was in and out in 30 seconds, and so it hasn't cleared his pit.
Oh, he'll be stopping again, J-Man.
Yep. Keys now up to P3. Start to put some heat on Matty Clark.
Oh, Matty on Marnie. Is that Marnie's car? No.
Matty T will be on Thackeray's car.
Oh, it was Thackeray. Yep. Sorry. My Delta's a little bit whack at the moment, but there you go.
Yeah, so
Matty, oh, it was Kim.
Sizing,
it was
yeah,
Kim.
Danny Kim it was.
Yeah,
yep.
it was Kim, sorry. Marnie just in the background there, in the Porsche, keeping up. Webley trying to chase Matty T there, needs to stay in touch, J-Man.
I don't know, on Ben Lay as well. The Mustang going to grab the horsepower. Run down the straight. Trying to drag Crossan along with him.
Oh, and a big wriggle from Lay.
Ben Lay.
Oh, wow. Pick up on a replay of this. Fronto on the inside. He's just out mid-track there. Gets a big snapper oversteer. Gathers that thing up. Keeps it pointing in the right direction. Nice work from Lay.
Maverick and Collins cleared the stop. It was a 6-second stop for Maverick. However, it was the second time he trundled through. So he's now down 11.6 seconds, even on 30th position, Ben Collins. So he's got a lot of work to do. And what is a 60-minute race is going to be a tough night. Polar opposite for Lucas Keys, Davo. He is in P2, putting a lot of pressure on Tony Spence.
Crazy, crazy. Hendo on the back of Kim as well. So Keys, how many positions, J-Man?
So he has made, effectively, he is up 14 positions.
In 2 laps?
2 laps, yep.
Unbelievable.
Matty's up 11, Webley's up 11, Danny Kim's up, Nathan Henderson's up 7, Macrelos 6, Foddo 7, Crossan up 7.
So some really good discipline from this field of cars here, J-Man, given that all of the fast cars, all of the pro drivers started at the back of the field here and are working their way through wholesale, aren't they, in these first few laps? And
he's through to the lead.
And we see very little contact as we just watch Webley round up the Bentley, or has he? He's going to have to take him on the outside, does so.
Chucks it in there.
Nice work. That is, I think that's Bella just in front of him there. Throwing the Mercedes around. Matty T on Goddard, J-Man, as well.
Yeah, that's a great battle. Also, Matty Clark now coming back at Tony Spence just after that pass that Lucas Keys put on. Maybe just slightly upset the rhythm there of Tony Spence, and now that battle's ensued again from Matty Clark and Tony Spence and McConnell, and watching brief from P4. And then, as you mentioned, back to that Goddard and Matty T battle now. Harrison Bella is holding his own at the moment, has got Brandon Webley in tow. And then a little bit of an air gap back to Louis van der Venter, still sitting inside the 10, and currently P9. There's a big swag of cars coming in the likes of Henderson. I think Firthy's still coming as well.
Yeah, Marnie, Firth, Marnie and Hendo.
Yeah, that was close. Coming. Hendo, Marnie. Firth's got to get the run here.
Oh, and it's a jostle of positions there.
And who's that? That's Shane Fodderlow in the mix. A little bit of contact
It
with
is
Hendo. Hendo
Fodderlow.
chosen the
Wow.
door.
We'll get a bit of a replay on that.
Crossland in there too, mate.
These guys continue to go at it. Firthy gets through. Also, Hendo just looking like he's having a kind of wants to come with and go Marnie. The Aston, no doubt, will take the Porsche down the straight. We'll see if we can just get back on that. Let's have a look at that.
So Matty Clark just trying to put a move on Tony Spence here down at the end of the Mistral Straight, and he does. So that was constructed off of a good run.
Just picking up on the replay of this exchange.
Yeah.
Look at this stuff. It is hectic. Like I said, Fodderlow got in there. And it's like, no, this is mine. And then the Crossy's like, yeah, no, I'm here too, mate. So you're going to have to deal with me as Firth just working his way to the front of that group of cars. So very nice work and a great exchange from all those guys. Wow.
Fastest lap of the race at the moment is from P31 Maverick on a 54.5.
Wow. No surprise there, J-Man.
Looking at some of the pit transit times, it appears. So Maverick with a 6-second stop, Collins 13, Dixon 7. So Dixon and Maverick's quite similar. Collins probably needed to sharpen up his pit crew there.
So much going on here. We've got Worcester. We've got Fodderlow. We've got Macalis in there. We've got bloody
Donald Webley.
Look at it all.
Yeah, and who is that? Was that Shane Fodderlow trading with? Okay.
Oh, it's Crossland, Macalis, Worcester, and just in the background there as well.
Now Webley's rounded up Goddard.
Yeah, he got that done. But that's Craig McConnell just in front of him there, J-Man.
Yeah, so Maddie T's done a great job too, Davo and the Lexus. She's just tucked up in behind Tony Spence, looking to try and put a move on, and she does.
And that's Bella really wide out of the final, out of the back straight there, off the end of the back straight. So Maddie T pass, nice. Oh, that was a bit of a wriggle from Spence there too. Yeah, probably didn't help the cause.
Golombek just getting around Ben Lay as we speak. Now Van der Venter's going backwards like a stone. He's dropping. What has gone on there? He's just been rounded up by Worcester and Rowe, and I think potentially Macrolos as well. So something happened there for Van der Venter. Sees him in P19.
So I've been trying to get back to that road. That battle from Rowe, Lay, Dayton.
Oh, who's that? That Webley down the inside of McConnell to turn 1. And now McConnell is under pressure from Goddard. These guys, it's just an absolute queue forming behind them once they get into this position.
Yep. Very difficult situation. Obviously, all the fast guys starting from the back of the pack tonight. It's a bit of a workout for everybody involved, but we've seen some class racing here, J-Man. Very little contact. You know, the odd brush here. You know, the elbows are out. But, yeah, some really good clean stuff as usual. That is Goddard ranging on the back of McConnell's Mustang.
Yep. Can he go over under here? Can he get down on the inside? I think McConnell's got enough there.
Yeah, the punch down the straight. McLaren was coming, but it was coming slow, eh? It was working pretty hard for its top speed.
Firthy through 2 on Danny Kim as well. Leaves Hendo to start putting pressure on Danny Kim now also. So these are a couple of pro boys just working over a silver class car.
Oh, Worcester amongst it. Look at this pack of cars here, J-Man. This is all just tucked in behind.
Yeah, so this is Gunther, Van der Vente,
Yes,
Worcester,
yes.
Dayton, and then Gollenbeck as well.
So it's been tucked in behind that whole Nick Firth, HENDO, Fotido sort of battle there going on. It's been in the background of shot there most of the time, but look at it. It just hasn't gone away. These
And look
guys
at that,
hard
yeah,
out.
right behind Dawson Lay, Hughes, Perkins.
So very tight pack of cars still here. 6 laps in. Round 2 here for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 7. Round 2 at Paul Ricard. Pretty well a reverse grid race, ladies and gentlemen. HENDO on Kim gets it done.
Check out Webley on Spence also when you get a second, mate, because that was bumper to bumper before they came out onto the Mistral Straight. It was super, super tight. Spence ain't giving us up, mate.
Oh, look at them. They're still at it.
Your back's out of it.
Spence, he made him work for it, didn't he?
He sure did.
And you can tell by the exit off the corner there, Webley having wide, very wide.
Danny Kim doing a good job fighting off Nathan Henderson here.
Yeah, well, HENDO already through there on Kim there. Oh, so they've exchanged again. They've exchanged again. So we just dropped back to the Webley Spence battle there.
Yeah, condolences, Mav. Tough night, mate. Not sure what happened in quali, but see you've parked the car, mate, and all the best. And I know you'll be back out next week, stronger and better. So some nights are just going to be like that, mate. So chin up, and hopefully the broadcast is something to watch. Your competitors out there. Lucas did get the good run. However, Maddie T is on a mission as well. She followed him up there. So did Webley, about 3.94 seconds behind us. Webley, though, so Maddie's had the pace to just stretch away. Last lap round of 54.5 versus Webley's 55.6. So Webley in a bit of fresh air. Probably would have expected a little bit quicker than that. But Spence, McConnell, another great battle. And then I think back to, I think it was Kim, Henderson, and Fotido's joined that party now, Davo.
Yeah, no surprise there. J-Man just sneaking out onto the back straight here. Who has the legs?
Maddie.
We've got
Maddie T. Oh, look at the straight line ability of that Lexus. That is amazing. Oh, Danny Kim chucks it in sideways. Did well to hold on to that. Look at Fotido, the opportunist, straight down the inside as well. So that does see Nathan Henderson, Davo, go through on Danny Kim. Also Shane Fotido, as I know you picked up on that impressive straight line speed of Matty T in the Lexus.
Yeah.
And the Pokey Meow Lexus.
Yeah, plenty going on throughout the field here, as we expected. J-Man, Crossy, a fuckery, and I think that's Macrolos actually just tucked in behind him there, all in close succession as well. 13th, 14th and 15th respectively. So close little battle there. There's a couple of them actually. We've got the Van der Vente Dayton Dawson thing going on here. And is it the BMW, the 888 BMW just in front of?
Yeah, so that's Werner Gollenbeck in there. So he's actually had a good showing straight away tonight. He's been amongst the battles and holding his own at the moment. Marnie's just tucked up with that new paint scheme just in behind Gunther Rowe, just ahead of these guys as well. So it's a good little battle going on there for 16th, 17th. So big scattering still when we look at the leaderboard. Tony Spence, Matty Clark, Tony Spence, McConnell, Goddard racing out of the silver class, still holding down what is 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th. And then Harrison Bella still inside the 10. They're 9th as well, so good start. Still utilising that great qualifying that they had.
Yeah, so Crossy and Fuckery side by side off the back straight. They are still actually side by side. So
Costas here, going to capitalise.
Is like, here we go. I'll get amongst that.
Oh, and he gets it super sideways.
Oh, no.
Oh, couldn't gather it up. Goes all the way around. It's like delayed on that.
Yeah, lost a couple of extra positions there for that. But, yeah, we'll just see if we can pick up on a bit of a replay of here, Makalos, Crossland, Fakari. Look at these guys going at it. Poor old Costas there. Just got a big tank slapper in the Audi there. Couldn't quite pull that back to where he went.
Truckload of wheel work going on in there.
Wasn't there what?
Now, Fodado shadowing Hendo here, mate. So good little battle for 10th and 11th. Yeah, these guys still battling. Try and get a read on our up-to-date pit stoppers here.
Yes. Let's have a look.
We still have only the 3 in class outright that have stopped. So that is Will Dixon over Matty Dayton, Ben Collins. Actually, currently, Matty Dayton is in the lane. And he is in the lane already 20 seconds into the stop. Not sure what's going on there. It's a long stop.
Oh, we got Bentley on Bentley, J-Man. On the back straight here. Dawson. With the punt. We've got Makalos with a bird's eye view of it all, but Dawson sneaks around Van de Venter. There. It's a Bentley drag race. Makalos wants to get involved. Makalos losing a couple of positions back there. With a little bit of an error. Oh, it's already... Oh, and he's... Look at the move. On Van de Venter. Let's try and pick up on that. Almost looked like Van de Venter braked early. Left him some space. Caught Makalos off guard there, I think, J-Man.
Did look a little that way.
As the battle ensues, it is on. Fardado, Henderson. That is Bella up in front. Bella been very wide off the back straight a couple of laps ago. So not sure whether he's confident to take on these two at full steam.
They've been coming. The other car that's been making good inroads too is Brandon Webley, 1.2 seconds off the back of Matty Clark now. That was 4 seconds when I first started watching that. So he's definitely making good inroads, and Webley now with the fastest lap of the race, with what is a 150, actually could be better than that, a 153.990 to be the quickest lap of the race. Is that correct? Sorry, yeah, it is. That's a very quick lap to drop into the 3s already.
It's Henderson. Fardado, Bella Battle, it's starting to heat up. Hendo catching the Mercedes right at the end of the straight there. Really forcing the issue. Here it goes. Fardado's just sitting. He's got a front row seat to this. It looks like he might sneak past Bella here.
Yeah,
Fardado.
Bella gave that away, mate. He's not racing out of the same stable. He's in the silver class. They're both pros. Yep. He doesn't want any part of that. So that's a smart play from Harrison, given his position. He is You know, he's certainly top 5 in class at the moment.
It's not his fight.
So good work. And in the background there, I see Cross and Vickery, and who is that? It's Gunther Rowe. So that's a good little battle forming as well. Webley now got that margin down to a good 0.6 of a second. Just quoted it was 1.2 last time I looked. Now it's half that. And up the road, isn't too far in the distance is Matty T. So Webley be aware of that.
Absolutely. We've got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We got Macrolos, Dawson. We've got Worcester, Hughes in the background. These two, going at it. Worcester.
Yeah, and Hughesy, yep.
Almost missing his brake mark there. We got Crossland and Thackeray. We've got Firth and Goddard down the back straight. Ferrari.
Dawson also.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw how fast that Ferrari of Firthy's was. He's just going to be a little bit too late. He's got a nice line in there, though. Car's really, really happy to sit on the inside of that fast right-hander.
So, and you can just see in front of shot there, that was McConnell's
Mustang.
car. Yes, the Mustang of McConnell and Tony Spence just sitting in front there. So those guys really standing firm on their qualifying, aren't they, those guys? So we are, what have we got here, J-Man? 36,
through
37
on
minutes ago.
Yep. So Webley through on Clark, gets the set sail and focus on catching Matty T here. What does that mean? That means Webley up 17 positions, 17 spots. I think that would be the biggest mover forwards tonight, because Keys up 15, Matty up 15, Webley up 17, so it's a great result already. Oh, Firth still sizing up Goddard, Davo. Has a big charge, has a big dive down the inside. Can he pull it up? Goddard gets out of it. Firthy through. Beautiful pressure.
Gets the job done nicely there.
So Firthy kind of, realistically, he was battling with Hendo and Fododo not that long ago. He's managed to skip forward a little bit. Gunther Rowe through on Edward Vickery. Macrolos still working over Dawson, and they've just got Marnie up in front of them.
So it's been a bit of a slow burn for the back end of the pro guys, isn't it, to get through this field as we wind down. 35 and a half odd minutes to go here. So nearly halfway, we will start to see some pit stops we would expect, J-Man, in the next 10 minutes or so as we watch. Is that Dawson past the Porsche of Marnie? Yes, it is. Yep. Marnie still. Marnie can see Macrolos coming. Again, not his fight, J-Man.
Oh, he sweeps around the outside, does cost us.
But they're taking full advantage of their position, aren't they? These guys, and definitely racing the pro drivers as they come through. So, yeah, nice work from those guys. Kim on Bella as well.
Yep.
A couple of silver drivers here. Pro-Am drivers here, J-Man.
Yeah, so this is what I was saying with, I think, Goddard before. Sorry, it wasn't Goddard. I think it was...
It was Bella when he let the boys through. Yeah.
It was Bella, you know, just not engaging too much. Because he knows who he's racing, and it is Danny Kim.
And it is Kim, that's right. And there is Kim right now.
So Costa's putting a lot of pressure now after they just round up Marnie there. He is putting a lot of pressure on Pete Dawson.
So, yeah, little exchange there.
Howdy looking a little nervous into 3-4.
Look, it's looked nervous all night, really, hasn't it? We saw it with a big tank slap earlier there, J-Man, and Macrolos were really struggling to keep a handle on that thing. It looked reasonably solid last week, but Dawson stretching the legs.
Sorry, mate. I just saw 290k an hour come up on the speedo of Firthy's
Was it Firth?
Ferrari again as he was coming up the straight behind Craig McConnell. He had the luxury of the Mustang draft, but it did record 290k an hour.
Okay.
He shares that with Gunther Rowan, the Mustang. So
have a look at the gap now on McConnell now. A lap and a half ago, that was a considerable gap between those two cars. And now really showing the nose on the outside here.
Yeah. Look, if he gets the opportunity to beat this close when they come out onto the Mistral Straight, he will absolutely send it down the inside or outside. I don't think it'll matter. He's got a good 5 or 6k an hour on the Mustang up the chute, so he just needs to just hang tight, stay with him through this phase of the racetrack.
He does. He just got to keep an eye on the back of that thing, doesn't he? And just tuck under that wing as they get back out onto that back straight, like you mentioned, J-Man. Just be right there, and the top speed of that Ferrari will make it all happen for him.
Well, we're going to find out very shortly as they approach this sector, and I think probably if McConnell can stay in touch with Spence, he might get a bit of draft and just make it that much harder for Firthy. Firthy a little shallow on the entry, which compromises the exit there, so probably not as good a run as he would have liked. So he'll probably get there, but it might not be close enough. And I think that Mustang has got a bit of slip from the
Spence car, yeah.
McLaren up the road, so status quo here. An arm wrestle heading towards the halfway mark.
And McConnell doing a really tidy job in this race, J-Man. Like I said, maybe a couple of hiccups last week, but he's really just knuckled down here. Definitely focused, eyes forward for McConnell here tonight. Firth starting to work him over, but yeah, not fazed by it at this stage. Firth wanting to make it happen. We saw Firth was strong through the back sector of the circuit here last lap.
He was.
Maybe this is the spot.
Sends it.
Oh,
shows him the nose. Gets out of it. Compromises the run. And look who that ranging up in the background. Now that's Goddard and Henderson, as we see Brandon Webley from P3 of this race goes to the pit lane. I'll give you an update on how long this car is stationary for.
Now remembering Goddard and Henderson and Foddo, mind you, were with all together with that Firth car earlier on, not that long ago. So Firth able to step out with the pace of the Ferrari at the moment, and now it's starting to come back. It's struggling to get.
Dickens got to question the margin there. How accurate that is. Maybe Dickens got to question the margin there. How accurate that is. Maybe they know something I don't. Wouldn't be hard. Wouldn't be hard.
Henderson on Goddard as well. Golombek, look. Into the back sector of the circuit. Quite a few battles going on through the field. We've got Kramer and look, Webley just in front of him there, obviously.
He's taken Goddard into the lane.
So Goddard in, we got Perkins and Worcester on Hughes, Macrolos on Dawson, Crossland chasing down Bella in the Mercedes.
We've got Colin Bick and Fickery in the lane as well.
And Firthy, like we have already been watching here, still working over the back of, it was Craig McConnell, so it was McConnell in the pits, but now on Spence, and look how close this is. Spence, what happened there? So we've got something going on in front of Firth. Just picking it up on the replay here. Oh, Spence making contact with one of the lapped vehicle. Unfortunate.
See, now this is more like it. Sorry, Davo. Just picking up on, see, Will Dixon was one of the early stoppers. Took a 7-second stop, and he was well off the back of this field. Now he's just managed to round up Goddard, I believe. Hang on, let me just see here. Yeah, he's rounded up Goddard, Thackeray, Golombek, Kramer, Kim, and co. And I think that's purely on that strategy as well. And a 7-second stop versus a 21-second stop, or Thackeray's 15, or Golombek's 32, Danny Kim's 40, Dayton's 32. They're just too long of stops, and what is a 60-minute race? I think you have to be very accurate on the stops.
Yeah, okay, so I thought McConnell had stopped, that's why he dropped back, but he's must clearly made a mistake. He's gone from in front of Firth to just in front of Crossland there, so he's dropped about 3 or 4 positions there, J-Man, so a little bit of an error there, or contact for Craig McConnell, who's doing such a fantastic job.
To the lane here. Now, I think somebody like... I realistically think Webley's under threat here now. If Clark, Spence, even Firth and Henderson get a great stop, I think Brandon Webley could be in a spot of trouble here with the duration of the pit stop time that he took. And Fodado, 5-second stop. Where does that see him come out? Comes out in front of Spence. Can he hold him off?
Oh, just holds him off there, J-Man. Big gains from Fodado.
Was it?
Oh.
Was it the Warren car? Sorry, it's the Warren car. Sorry. Nah. So, Fodado with a 5-second stop. I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see what some of these other drivers stop for, how long. 25 3/4 minutes to go. So Fodado's come out behind Webley on corrected order.
Go figure.
On the same piece of racetrack.
But Fodado was way behind Webley.
Absolutely. Made some good gains.
Oh, here we go. Firth again. Into the final corner on Spence.
Yeah, if I was Firthy, park it, mate. Get in the pits. Go and do your splash and dash. Get out of there. As if he's holding you up.
Makalos and Goddard down into the... off the back end of the straight. And Goddard. Very wriggly. Firth on Spence.
So Dixon, good strategy here. That early play came in really early. Currently lap 17, and look, I think it's just the trend's going to get better for Will. A lot of guys not too far in front of him that's got to still make their stop, so he's going to head up the order list pretty good at the back end of this race, mate.
Yeah. Worcester in the pits as well, J-Man. And just look who's tagged onto the back of that little battle there of Firthy and Spence. That is Hendo, really coming into play now at the back end of this stint here. In the MATCHFIT Entertainment, Aston Martin. Firthy showing the nose way back, but still just showing those headlights of the Ferrari on Spence's McLaren. So good three-way battle starting to form here again between these guys. Hendo's so quick, actually, at the back. Like you mentioned, it would be a good time for Firthy just to sneak in there, wouldn't it? Get
I
it
just
done.
think
Get
get
out of it.
yourself out of there because he's
Yeah.
really, really strong at the back end of the lap, and that's exactly where, no disrespect to Tony Spence, but that's exactly where it holds him up.
Yeah.
And look, they might be just enjoying the battle here as we are, and that's why they're staying in it. But I think if you want to move forward, I think for me, Firthy, it could be a great opportunity here. As I mentioned earlier, the guy that can make some good gains here as we see Crossland into the pit lane, for me, is Matty Clark here. I think Matty Clark could legit, on corrected order, if he has a really, really efficient stop, something like a Fodado stop, a 5-second stop, based on the proximity that he was at the time that Webley went in for his pit stop. I think Matty Clark could challenge for a podium at the back end here. So he's got good pace, 55.1 last lap round. Webley 54.8. So a few tenths in it, but look.
Oh, Firth on the back straight here this time, J-Man.
Going to get it done.
And
not quite.
Oh, Spence covering heavily early.
Just needs no contact here. Just needs to get this done cleanly. Spence gets out of it. Just grabs off the throttle a little bit early. Looks for an over-under.
Oh, Firthy covers.
Straight away, Hendo in there. He's on full attack mode as well. So now, does Firthy go in now that he's created that gap? Matty Clark, last lap round, 54.8, responds to the Webley time. It's good stuff there. I think there's a battle forming at the back end of this race between Clark and Webley, Davo.
Hendo in the pits.
All right, we'll get a read on that time. We see McConnell following him in as well. You mentioned McConnell dropping back a bit. Something must have happened there. So Hendo, give you a read on the stationary time. He'd want to be looking for something around 5 or 6 seconds. Clearly doable. Fodder already in there on a 5-second stop. Dixon with a 7. What do we got? Okay, Hendo on a 7-second stop. It's going to serve him well. McConnell on a 13. But we have Fodder. Has he gone through? He's gone through that 5-second stop. Play dividends there. Remembering Webley had a 17-second stop, so more looking up the road. The likes of Clark. Distance back to Firthy. No, he's got some margin. I think Clark's the only one that could potentially threaten Webley's podium here at the moment. Got good car pace, good race pace in that BMW at the moment. The crystal ball going, Davo.
Look into my eyes, look into my eyes. Yes, look, these guys will be as focused, if not more than you, my friend, no doubt, as we start to wind out. No, I'm sure it doesn't. So yeah, Hugh's plenty to think about. He's got Vanderbender just tucked in front of him. They're actually coming to a little bit of lap traffic there as well. So Hughesy with the likes of Webley right on his tail. Sneaking through that lap traffic. Webley probably drawing the short straw. No, the BMW out of the way very smartly. So very nice. And the battle ensues. Turbot on Warren, I think that is... Oh, no, it's Dicko. I think they've just... Dixon in the CrossCut Woodworks car.
So Webley, that was a 55.2. Clark's lap round was a 55.0. So a couple of tenths tune into the favour of Matty Clark here. Oh, Webley rounds up.
Yeah, nicely. Look at that.
Good presence of mind, actually, both
From
drivers
both of
there.
them. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Hughesy just out of it, just enough, wasn't he? There. Ashton in the Aston once again.
Yeah, another season in that thing just to confuse us the next time he hops out of that. What else we got going on there? Okay, so Macrolos Turbot as well. That's not realistically as it is, because Turbot's still got to make his pit stop, so it would be
Matty T in the pits, Jamie.
Okay, Matty T looking for, she'll need a sharp stop here to try and cover off Webley and potentially Clark as well. Could still be in this. What'd she get? She got a 12-second stop. It's a little slower than probably she would like. Harrison Bella coming up in behind it. He hasn't stopped, however.
No, and he's got Dawson to deal with at the moment as well. Dawson very close. Not his race though, again, like we mentioned. Dawson just sneaking past. But that is for position, mind you.
Yep. So Clark last that round was a 55.3. Webley was a 55.5. So he's still trending a tenth to 2 tenths every lap in the favour of Clark. And there's a reason that I'm pressing on with this ideal, is based on the fact that 17-second stop. I think Clark could easily grab around about easily a comfy 7 to 10 seconds in the pit lane over the time.
If it's done properly.
If it's done properly.
That's the key though, isn't it, J-Man? And yes, look, that's the variables. They're the 1% you're chasing as he runs around for another lap. Clark. So a couple of shout-outs, really. Clark, Spence, and Bella. All in the top 10 still, J-Man. So nice work from those boys.
Yeah, Guthrow also, although he's racing out of the pro stable, so you'd expect him to be there. But those early good qualifying laps in good conditions really serve those guys well. Guy we haven't mentioned a lot of because he's been in a completely different postcode. We've got to show him some respect, is Lucas Keys.
Well, let's get a bit of vision up of the Datsun.
Because, man, he is out there just smashing it. Fastest lap of the race out there, 53.810. So he's at the quickest car out there, and by far he is well out the front to the tune of 27, nearly 28 seconds over Matty Clark. So very, very good drive from Lucas Keys. Current series leader.
Oh, and
looking to make some good gains here tonight with Mav opting to sit this one out.
And shout out to Firthy too, provisional third at the moment, before he's made his pit stops and that all shakes out. But nice work from Firth. He's shown some really good pace, J-Man, and that car extremely quick in a straight line. That does count here at Paul Ricard if you can keep it on track for the rest of the track. But yeah, Firthy, stellar job at the moment. Spence, like we already mentioned. You also mentioned Gunther Rowe. Matty T's been exceptionally quick in the Lexus. And Dawson just slowly working his way through. And Harrison Bella holding out a top 10 at the moment. Webley 9th and Hughesy 10th respectively. So nice work, I think, from the whole top 10 at this stage. Still for some pit stops to shake out though, my friend.
Yeah, another good stop that was just recorded recently also was Costas Macrolos there.
Clark in the pits.
5-second stop. Now this is the stop. This is the one that I was curious about. This is one that can make a break. How he ends up finishing up this one. Like I said, if he gets somewhere around that 5-6 seconds, he could potentially gain 10 seconds on the Webley stop. I'm not sure that there was 10 seconds out there when they came in. He's been to the tune of the better off. Currently sitting in the pit lane. 7 seconds is still counting. 10 seconds. Needed better than
off
this.
the jacks,
11,
but slow off the jack.
Very slow. Needed to make gains there. Where is Webley? He's coming down the front chute. He's going to wound him up. Opportunity gone begging there. Although it's super close.
Oh, that was, he only just snuck past there.
He needed that 6 more seconds that I mentioned, and it would have been on.
Yeah.
However, we've got a battle on because he was just hitting the numbers slightly to the better of Webley prior to this. So maybe a bit of a fight, sting in the tail here. Matty Clark on Brandon Webley could be a good battle to the back end. 12.5 minutes left to go. So the other one to play into this battle also, mate, is Maddie T. Also, she was racing out a second in class, and Webley and her were separated by a little bit of margin, but it all will come down to these final pit stops.
Yeah, well, there's still a few there. Look, what have we got? Keys, Firth. Well, so Keys, I don't think that's going to bother him too much.
Yeah, he could stop twice.
But, yep. Yeah, but Firth, Spence, Rowe, Dawson and Bella have all got to really have to come into play still before we watch all that shake out. Golombek looking pretty handy on the back of Perkins at the moment.
Isn't he?
And chasing that draft.
He's right in there.
He is right in there and definitely chasing it.
So who was that with a drive-through cleared? That was Mark Turbot.
I think that was Turbot, yep. The BMW just runs out of bubble, does it? He's round the outside.
Oh, he sweeps around.
So very nice move from Golombek.
Fusey in the lane. Husey with an 8-second stop. It's not bad.
Okay, so they're the stops they needed, isn't it, J-Man? You know, yeah, like, well, really, look, that's the ones you want.
Yeah, that's the one that Clark needed. He, you know, if he could have got in there on a 5 or a 6 second stop, depending on his fuel burn, where he's up to, that would have been the key. Well, he's hanging on to Webley here.
He is hanging on to Webley there. We do have him on camera at the moment, and yeah, that battle does ensue. But it is those 1%ers, isn't it? Just making it, hitting your marks on the entry, hitting your marks on the jacks, and getting it done. Not ideal stops for either of those cars, which has put them very close together, though. Look how tight it is as they run off the back end of the straight there. Macrolos on Dixon still in the background, and a Fackery on Vanderventer as well. Macrolos, Dixon, close. Dixon in the CROSSCUT Woodworks, Aston Martin. And Macrolos managing a very wriggly Audi we've already witnessed tonight. But he really is in a good phase at the moment, I think, isn't he? Look how quick that is.
Yeah, very much. So I'm just trying to get a read. So the quickest times we've seen transit through pit lane is 38 seconds. Trying to measure Firthy's progress here and what it looks like up against somebody like Matty T. He has got around about 21 seconds, so still going to be a fair bit behind Matty T. But more importantly, it's the margin that he's got there. And I think realistically with a good stop, which is exactly what I think Gunther Rowe just had, because he sees himself come out into a battle with Steve Crossan straight out of the pit lane. What was Gunther Rose? 11 seconds. So what I'm saying is if Nick Firth can have a very efficient 5-second stop, he would come out potentially ahead of Brandon Webley and Matty Clark. So that'll be something to consider, hitting those marks.
Oh, and Gunther under all sorts of pressure from Crossland.
Yeah.
Crossland.
And look at McConnell's going to get a good run here.
Oh, he's going to get an exceptional run on Crossy, actually.
Yeah, Crossy compromised by the line he chose, attacking Gunther Rowe there.
Yeah, definitely. Run. Tucks in quickly, grabs that draft, and very quickly J-Man grabs that draft from the Mustang. Lightning quick.
Yep.
And takes that back immediately. And down through the right-hander. Super close racing from those three tonight.
Yeah, I like the option here for Nick Firth. I was calling him to come into the pit lane early when he was engaged in the battle with Tony Spence and co earlier, but I think he's played the long game here, and this could work out well for him. He's lapping around those high 54s. His competition, which I do believe is Brandon Webley and Matty Clark, lapping in the low 55s. So he's gaining a few tenths every lap. So the longer he stays out, the bigger the margin, permitting he can get a very efficient quick stop. I mentioned that Webley in there on a 17-second stationary. Clark was in there on a 12-second stationary. Once again, if he could head down towards that 5-6 second number, it's a hard number to make up on track. Easy number to get if you get it right in pit lane. So he could play himself into what would be effectively, I think, somewhere around P5 in this race.
Yep.
Maybe even P4.
Maybe even P4. Yeah. Just remembering, just look at how close Clark and Webley are. Like if Webley makes the slightest mistakes or Clark's tyres phase right, you know, they will be a lot closer than that very quickly.
But it just goes to show that if Clark had got that number right in the pit lane and had track position, I'm not sure that Webley's got the. Well, we might see a pass here coming. Might not have needed it. Sweeps around the inside.
Easily done.
That's a very, very good pass there. So, look, he didn't need the pit lane time. He just did it out on track. Fantastic move, Matty Clark. Webley is no slouch. So if you get that done, you're on a good night. Now, here's Firthy's stop. This is what I was waiting for. And it's a 7-second stop. It's probably more the number where he's looking for, somewhere around there.
That's where you want to be.
He's going to be tight. It's going to be close. Where's Clark? Here comes Clark and Webley. He's going to be in the fight. Not quite. Webley looking for the inside. Matty Clark deep under brakes. Pulls it up, makes the apex, holds that position once again. This is going to be a dogfight for the next 5 minutes between these two. So that sees Firthy drop into P8, still with the stop of, I think, Tony Spence, Harrison Bella and Pete Dawson. It's a great battle between Webley, Clark now.
Look at that Mustang coming. We're looking over the rear wing at Clark's BMW. He's just like, you got nothing for that.
Yeah. Equally is Crossland, Rowe, Goddard. Oh, what have we seen here? Webley does get through on the outside.
Oh, does he? Or does he? What a fight between these two. They are still side by side. Clark with the right to the
Clark
corner.
Down the inside here a lap ago. Who was that? That was Harrison Bella around on his own. The guys just swept through there. It's a good fight here late in the piece between Matty Clark and Brandon Webley. Fantastic drive. Tony Spence in the lane as we speak to, mate. So we watch this number here also.
Well, that'll matter to Firthy.
7-second stop. So he mirrors the same time as
Firth.
Firthy.
So here we go,
Firthy's going to comfortably get him here, and Pete Dawson in the lane also.
Oh yeah, look at the gain from Firth.
Yep.
Wow, that's massive, J-Man.
Yeah, Bella still to stop too, so no stress there for Nick Firth. It's easy going to see him go top 5. Pete Dawson with a good stop, 6-second stop. Sees him just come out and split the crossland. Gunther O'Connor crossing through also. So he tucks in behind Steve Cross in between Crossy and Craig McConnell. So that'll see Dawson P13, still with Bella to stop. Probably will end up shaking out to be a P12. Lucas Keys in the lane. A good read. This guy's having such a fantastic night. I could imagine his pit stop will mirror his racing. And it does. 5-second stop. When it all goes right, it just can't go wrong, can it? 5 seconds, 38 outright. It's the quickest transit time we've seen all night. Loses nothing. Comes in first, out in first.
Yeah.
Webley Clark. What a fantastic battle this is going on. Also, Dawson Crossland. Dawson getting down the inside on Mistral Straight. Can he hang on to it? Is Crossland going to sweep down? Back underneath him. Looks for an undercut. Switchback.
Oh, it covers Dawson.
Dawson covers.
Look, it's in the background. McConnell.
McConnell's still there.
Looming in the Mustang. Oh, Dawson. Look at that Bentley. It looks so big. And we've got the weaving SIMBLACKS. McLaren as Crossy just leans on the loud pedal a little bit too hard. Gets it.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Gets it back facing in the right direction. That took a while. And he has got... Who is that? That's Van der Venter, Golombek, and Perkins.
Oh, yeah. All right there. Yeah.
Okay, so Harrison Bella still on the jacks. Try and get a read on Bella's stationary time. 9 seconds. Bella's probably going to come out just in front of this crossing battle. Comes out beside him.
Yeah, in front of Van der Venter. Yep.
Oh, Webley with a run on Clark. Clark to the inside very, very early, defending up the Mistral Straight. Now he comes back, crowds him on the entry.
Oh, big contact. Both of them still pointing in the right direction. Unbelievably, J-Man.
Oh, I don't know how they got away with that. However, they did. They'll play on as Lucas Keys starts the final lap.
I thought one or both of those cars should have gone around then, but impressive stuff.
Lap 31 for Lucas Keys on his way home, but Webley Clark, that battle is going to go on. And we've also got Van der Venter, Harrison Bella, Werner Golombek. They're going to battle it out for 15th, 16th, 17th for the back end of this also. Marnie looking to try and make a late run on Ashton Hughes here too.
Van der Venter on Bella, Merck v Bentley round the
very
outside.
Wide. Watch out here for Golombek. He's going to try and come in, get a 2-foot.
He's going to get it amongst Van der Venter there. Van der Venter caught off guard.
Look at this. Golombek down the inside of both of them.
He's got him.
The JB Weld.
Oh, Bella!
Oh, synchronized spinning here. And look at Van der Venter splits the two.
Crazy stuff. Back into the race. Lucas Keys leading. Wow. Webley and Clark still going at it. Clark's got Webley's measure, I suspect, J-Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Keys rounding the final couple of corners, about to come and take this victory, and he was just coming up behind Matty Dayton there.
Lucas Keys runs across the line.
Comes across the line.
For what has been a crazy race, J-Man. Wow, just crazy qualifying.
Yeah,
Matty T, I
Danny
think we got
Kim with
second.
the drive-through late in the piece as well.
And look at the gap between Keys and Madison for second position.
Yeah, it shows the job that Lucas Keys did here tonight. Maddie's pretty happy. She works it up out of the final corner. Now, how's Maddie Clark going? He's the next one on the queue, some 13.5 seconds down the road for Maddie. So Maddie did a great job in this one as well. And he's just going to hold off Brandon Webley there for a podium. Now, that's a fantastic podium for Maddie Clark. Racing out of the silver class. Made bank on what was a great qualifying. Webley across in fourth.
And Firth straight away.
Not far behind.
No, really close. As is Fotado. Tony Spence just rolling around the final corner as well. J-Man.
Good recovery from Macrolos too.
Yeah, Macrolos in 8th after a bit of a tag slap. Dixon as well in the CrossCut Woodworks Carpentry and Joinery car. And Gunther Rowe rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, solid drive for Gunther. He up 16 positions, started from P26 up to the 10. So it's a great drive. Pete Dawson, Craig McConnell, George Goddard, Steve Cross and Louis Vandervet around at the 15. Eddie Fickery, Perkins, Kim with a drive-through hanging over. So we'll be interested to see what happens here. Probably have to go to the lane. Yeah, Danny Kim to the lane. That'll release Bella ahead of him in 18th. And then the list will go on.
Marnie and Dayton look like they just got tangled up there too in the final corner. And I think Hughesy might have just snuck past them there actually. So and then we've got Marnie, Dayton, Kim, Worcester, Warren, Kramer and Turbot and one more. I think we got Lay actually in 25th position there, J-Man. So awesome. Crazy. Here for round 2. Paul Ricard, Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 7. We need to get some boys up here.
Boys and girls, mate, because first cab off the rank.
Boys and girls. Well, good point.
Matty Clark, you got us on comms.
Yeah, fellas, I can hear. Oh, mate, my God.
What a fantastic race, mate. You are an absolute bloody star. That was fantastic. Give us an insight, mate, how good you're feeling and how good that race was.
My heart is pounding. So I don't know if it was evident on the stream. I actually screwed my pit stop. Like
it was very evident, mate. Yep. I was thinking you should have been a 5-second stop, not a. I've
only just gotten a new wheel, and I wasn't prepared for a 3-second stop, and I panicked and hit the wrong button and didn't hit the starter motor, and I was like, oh my god! And then Webley came out in front of me, and I was like, you're joking.
Nonetheless, you did it out on track, mate, because watching the numbers, were you aware, just give us an insight, were you aware prior to the pit stops that you were lapping anywhere from sort of 2 to 3 tenths quicker than Webley at that point? Were you aware of the numbers?
I was paying attention, kind of. I didn't know where he was lapping after he pit, because he pit quite early compared to me, but I was definitely conscious of the fact that we were lapping pretty similarly before he pit. He had a bit more pace at the start of the race for sure, but I just let those 3 go early because I was like, that's not my race. But when the moment I came out of the pits and I was right behind him, I was like, no, this is my race and I'm going for it.
Yeah, man. Like racing out of the silver class, obviously a really topsy-turvy, was flipped on its head with the qualifying. You guys got the best opportunity. However, you made bank on it, and that's critical, because we saw how quickly Lucas Keys came through. Matty also following through, and then Webley was the next cab off the rank. So that was a legit straight-up fight between yourself and Webley, and I think a breakout drive, Matty. We've seen your performances of late are very, very good, but that one there has got to be a breakout drive, mate. Well done.
Oh, thanks, fellas. Oh, my heart hurts.
Good
that last lap was so stressful.
That's what you sign up for, Matty. That's awesome stuff, mate. Enjoy that one. And if you get a chance, mate, you featured plenty on the stream because it was a good battle going on, especially the back 15 minutes was very, very good to watch.
Oh, thanks, boys. I'll definitely go back and watch that.
Cheers, Matty. That is Matt
thanks.
Clark racing out of the third position. Cheers, Matty. Enjoy that one. All right, next one. Actually, good to see this next young lady make it back to the podium. Always a pleasure to have her in the booth. Maddie T, you got us on comms?
Yeah, hey guys.
Hey, mate. Fantastically constructed race there, Maddie, for P2. Made your way through the traffic. Talk to us about that. What was that like in the early stages of that race?
Great fun. The wet quali always a good time. And then yeah, just the Lexus off the line is crazy when you don't start in third gear, which is what I did at Monza.
Yep.
And so yeah, just took a few positions off the start and just used the straight line speed to just keep passing on the straight. So pretty good.
We picked up on you at one point. I think it was rounding up the Tony Spence car and that Lexus up the Mistral Straight. Just an absolute jet, Matty. You would have been using that to your advantage all night.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, the Lexus is just on rails, but the only issue with that is that it just eats its tires. So by the end of the race, it just had a horrid understeer. It was so hard to get the car turned in.
Okay, it certainly didn't portray that via the cameras. It looks super, super quick, even right down to the back end. You had a massive margin over third place. Obviously, Lucas Keys managed to get through traffic, get through, and had great pace for that. But you were the best of the rest. And I'll tell you what, that thing looked really, really handy in the wet too, Maddie. Did it feel hooked up in the wet?
Yeah, feels good in the wet. It was a little unstable under brakes, but so stable on the throttle, turns in great, lots of grip. So yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a weapon in the wet if we get that again.
Just quickly before we let you go, Matty, can you just talk to us about just to give ourselves and the viewers a little bit of insight with those pit stops? I was expecting to see a lot of sort of around that 5-6 second pit stops. We saw a lot of pit stops out around 10, 12, even as high as 17 seconds for what was a fuel run. And that is that common, or do you think a lot of people missed the mark on the splash and dash tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I went for 80 and 35 as far as fuel is concerned. I wanted to be light enough to run the field and get a gap. So my pit stop would have been around 12 seconds, I'm assuming.
Yep, I think it was. Yep.
Webley put in about 50 or 60 litres, I think. So I think he just got that a bit wrong, unfortunately. And so that kind of gave him a 10-second gap to me. I'm not sure about anyone else, but yeah, it was a bit all over the place with strategy.
Yeah, pit stops, I think the best was somewhere around 5 seconds with a 38-second turnaround, whereas once we started getting up towards those sort of 12 to 14 seconds, we started heading into the 40s to late 40-second overall turnaround. So it did play a factor tonight. So I was just interested that there was such a variance in that. But nonetheless, you had margins, so I don't think you're under a great deal of pressure with your stop.
Yeah,
However,
you got to weigh the odds with the
Yeah.
how much pace you're going to lose on the track with 120 litres as well. So, yeah.
And I think you backed yourself on your strategy because the car looked incredibly quick in the opening phase of the race, which is where you did all your damage, and then just ran it on home. So congratulations, Matty. It's always a pleasure to have you back up in the comms box, and good to see you up the pointy end of the field where we've frequently seen you. So all the best for the next one, and thanks for the chat.
Yeah, thanks guys. Hope you enjoy and seeing the Lexus.
Love the Tokyo taxi, Matty. We got you.
Cool. Thanks guys. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks,
See
Matty.
ya.
Oh, Davo, fantastic to see the Lexus up there, Matty.
Yes, definitely.
She knows how to steer that Lexus for sure. And hey, look, I think we have traditionally lost Lucas. So congratulations to Lucas. Obviously, we're not going to have the opportunity, I don't believe, unless who is Spaceman? Come at us. Who is Spaceman in the chat? I'm not sure who that is. If that's Lucas, let us know.
So
sure.
Mover and Shaker, do you want to grab somebody else tonight? Craig McConnell, Nick Firth, a couple of standouts there, a couple of good runners there. But,
I think we might grab Firthy there. I think he was. Did he come through in the end just in behind So he might have come through for Firth, did he? So we'll grab Firthy for a quick chat, and we'll give the fried fish fingers a bit of a plug here. Firthy, got us on comms.
Whoa, yeah. Hello. I wasn't ready for that. How you doing?
Ah, mate, it's just how we like it, mate. Impromptu, you know the deal. But hey, well done on the strategy tonight and on the race. Talk to us a little bit about the mindset about at what point had you made that call to run longer, Firthy? Was that the plan from the get-go with the fuel, or did you just play it as you seen it?
It was one of the, obviously in the Ferrari, that's a pretty good strategy to play in general, especially if it's a fuel only stop. But once it rained in the quali, it obviously it's in your head that it could rain during the race. So I wanted to just load up on fuel and prolong the pit as long as possible, just in case the rain came in the last 10 minutes and I'd already done a pit stop. So yeah, I was just waiting for rain to come, basically, covering all my bases. But it worked out well. Just 10 liters, 5-second stop, and off you go. So
yeah, good stuff. It did look good. It did look good, and the pace of that car, 290k an hour up the chute, very impressive stuff. So congrats on putting that together, because I thought it was a well constructed race. Was probably expecting just a couple of seconds better off in the stop. However, when it all shook out, it probably wasn't going to be close enough to those next two. But you were in the fight, and you were close at the end.
yeah, given how it all sort of come together, like with the qualifying and everything, just to manage to get my way through the field as I did, I was relieved, because there's some good drivers in amongst that and they're good defenders, so it was hard to get through. I was unfortunate to pick up a little bit of damage when there was an incident in front of me. Two cars made contact and I tried to avoid them, but ended up making a little bit of contact on the front end. So that probably impacted my aero a little bit, but I reckon if I needed like 1 or 2 laps, because Webley and Clark were going at it, and I think I was like getting about a second, maybe a second and a half, like a lap on them, and I was 1 or 2 laps at what could have been. But congrats to Clark, the newcomer, for getting a podium. I'm stoked for him too. So
I'm sure he'll be getting a promotion soon.
Yeah, no, look, overall, once again, Paul Ricard really delivers the great racing, and I thought tonight, I think I was wooing you to try and get into the lane earlier when you were battling with Tony Spence. I thought there was a great opportunity at that point. I think there was yourself, and I think you might have had was it Hendo, Davo?
Hendo, breathing down your neck.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe Spence would go back to flashbacks of Alton Park and just give me an easy pass, but he did the right thing, and we were racing for position, so it was a good little battle. And Spence is another driver that's really starting to find some pace too. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Well, look, you proved me wrong anyway, because at the point of time when I was thinking that you should have come in, you stayed out, you ran it long. And I thought, to be honest, the way that finished at the back end, I think you were on the right strategy. You knew what you're up to. So once again, another fantastic result there, Firthy. So really happy for you, mate, tonight. And obviously that podium not too far away, mate. And I know you'll keep pressing on and keeping the fish finger sponsors happy. So thanks for the chat, mate. And
I appreciate it, lads.
I'm sure you'll enjoy the stream.
I look forward to watching the stream back and hearing you guys say Firthy's fish fingers over and over again.
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Just add the extra one in there.
Just a little bit of a tongue twister in there.
Oh, maybe a little. So well 100%. Done, mate. Well done, brother.
Well done, Firthy. Cheers for the chat, brother. All right. So that was Nick, I think, coming home in the end in... Was that P4 or P5? I think it was. He was definitely a top 4 or 5. So well done to the field. I thought the field collectively raced very, very well tonight.
Absolutely.
Here at Moonlight Racing. Big shout out.
Given the grid positions, J-Man, I thought it was exceptional, actually. Yeah, a lot of respect from all the drivers throughout the field.
Yep. And once again, massive shout out to Lucas Keys. That was a phenomenal drive from effectively P16 on the grid up to first very, very quickly. I think he made 14 of those positions. 12 of those positions in
first lap.
3/4 of a lap.
Yep.
So very, very impressive. Obviously, Matty going with. Also, Tony Spence, another notable mention here tonight, as Firthy just mentioned.
Yep.
Great drive. Harrison Bella, up till late in the run there, had actually done a fantastic job. Unfortunately, had a little bit of a spin at the end of the Mistral Straight. Yeah, equally a lot of good performances out there tonight. I think George Goddard was amongst the thick of it. Plenty of action going on there tonight. So yeah, really, really good call, Davo.
Absolutely. Nice work from everybody out there on a track tonight, all the guys and girls. Awesome stuff. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Rainlight Racing, if you look, the boys have probably already spun the wheel over on Crossy's channel. You can see the graphics coming up there. Get over to Crossy's Twitch live. They spin the wheel, give away $50. We got a mystery prize at the end of the season as well. So yeah, get in touch, get involved, get amongst it. Links to their Discord are in the video description, J-Man. We must thank again for all the supporters for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 7. Obviously, SIMBLACKS on board again with Rainlight Racing, CrossCUT, Woodworks, Carpentry and Joinery. We also have HENDO, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43 and MATCHFIT Entertainment, broadcasting live to you again, ladies and gentlemen. What have we got next week, J-Man? We have Zola for 90 minutes. That will be awesome. I think you're out of the country. I think next week, is it? Next week, maybe. So we might have a mystery random guest commentator jumping in to help us out next week, J-Man. But awesome stuff. Looking forward to that one as well. But been a cracking race tonight. Big mix up in the qualifying. Made for an awesome race here at Paul Ricard for round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, and that's a wrap. We will see you next week at Zolder.
Bye for now.